Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. If anyone wants to request any type of videos or review, a topic, reaction, PayPal is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Links are down below in the info box over there or over there, if you wish to. But Masi wanted me to look into House of the Dragon Season 2 Episode 1. Now, I will be honest, I was confused because I'm sitting there going, I've only seen bits of Game of Thrones Season 1. Not 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The bits I saw of Game of Thrones Season 1, I wasn't really gun-ho about it, but I'm not a big fantasy fan. I like Conan the Barbarian and the Destroyer. I don't mind Willow. There's a few others, but it's not my favorite genre. Again, I didn't mind a couple of the characters, but I wasn't in love with the show like other people were. And I have not seen House of the Dragon Season 1. This is a prequel to Game of Thrones, and I'm like, I don't care about Game of Thrones. So I haven't seen Season 1, and Mozzie wanted me, and I reread it a couple times. No, Season 2, Episode 1. Okay. If you want to, be my guest. I'll take it. I said pretty much any type of paid request, be my guest. So I go into the show, and I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Who the hell are these people? What the fuck's going on? What the fuck? Someone died, and their dragon died, and the mom finds out, and she's the queen, so she's pissed. And her husband, her brother, or both, or neither. Her husband, is Matt Smith, who was Doctor Who for a bit. He was in one of those awful later Terminator sequels. He wants to get revenge for the death of that guy. So he sneaks out and gets some assassins, which I think they're called Blood and Cheese. Because I think he gets a guy named Blood, and then he finds a rat catcher named Cheese. Blood and Cheese sounds like a sequel to that awful movie Blood and Chocolate. Or a prequel. Here's Blood and Cheese. Before it was Blood and Chocolate. And what is it with these type of shows with the weird ass names? I'm just saying. Lucerys, Rodnery, Aemond, Jacaerys, Lord Creedian. I'm like, how about Bob or Phil or Tim or Thomas or Steven or Matt or Michael or Fabio? How about all these weird ass names that you need to learn a different language to pronounce their damn names? One group goes to the north for the blacks. I'm like, what, Detroit? No, I'm just thinking north for the blacks. Although of how dangerous it is, it maybe is Detroit. So I don't know what the hell that has to do with. Something about a big wall and there's a bunch of ice and dragons don't go near it. I don't know why they don't go near it. Maybe it's like prison, like Oz. If you go near it, you get bent over and plumped in the ass. Although for a dragon, for that to happen, maybe it's, I don't know, the Jolly Green Giant. That's why he's so jolly. Why are you so jolly? He's getting laid all the time from all these dragons. And then that's how they went extinct. You fucked them to death. But no, a 700 feet wall of ice to keep out death. I'm like, okay, so don't take more to keep out Kathleen Kennedy before she kills more franchises. So you have these two people at the wall of ice, and they get a message from a raven that a guy died, which is the guy that I guess died from the last season. And so one of them is the other son of the queen, and so the guy found out that his brother died. Is it Emma Darcy? Darcy as the queen? I thought she did a really capable job showing genuine emotion when she finds the body of her son. I'm crying over the dragon because, I don't want dragons to die. Unless they're trying to kill me, then I do. But, other than that. Not Dragonheart, not Sean Connery. But yeah, she does a good job in voting her emotions, her sadness. Like I said, Matt Smith as his road prince. I think that was nicknamed. And so, of course, they want revenge. And then we see a little bit of the other side, where the guy who killed the person is One Eye Willie. Oh, I'm sorry, Amond. But he's got a patch like One Eye Willie. And I don't know what Amon's really worth this bit for to keep him around. But I guess he's the brother of the teen. And the teen doesn't really care. Oh well, whoop-de-doo. Shit happens. But then they're also kind of getting ready for retribution. But the reason I said it before is that there's a bit where his son comes in being a brat. And this guy's like, get the hell in my way. He doesn't do that, but he's like, come on, you can't do that. And the teen's like, you have a problem with my son being here? You know, I think he wants to ride on the pony. So the guy's embarrassed having to ride this jack-off kid like a pony. Although that kid, you know, ain't gonna last long. And like a lot of people, I don't know who the hell they are. Like there's a guy, all I know about him he's black. He talks to a sailor, all I know about him is he's black. And one saved the other guy and at sea at one point. And also, by the way, here's his dagger. Oh, this is the dagger I was going to give that kid who died. Well, I don't know. I guess you could sell it or something. There ain't no eBay around here, but I guess you could sell it or something. Or stick it up your ass. I don't know. I don't know how they do it back then. Maybe they'd like it. I don't know. Yeah, these stories, they just go very slow. There's a ton of characters to keep track of. And a lot of kind of backstabbing. I backstab you, you backstab me. And maybe that's why I couldn't get into, like, Game of Thrones. It just was... It's a soap opera with dragons once in a blue moon. As the world turns, guiding light... Pretty much if you took these shows and you put like the awful filter or whatever you want to, not filter, but you know those daytime soap operas that look fuzzy? Like you're watching through Clearasil? If you give it that look and you put the music like do 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 do, and I'm like, okay, there may be a bit more blood, and there may be a bit more dragons, but it's still a soap opera, and I'm not really... With exceptions, there are exceptions, of course, but it's like, okay, it's just a soap opera for other folks. I don't want to say nerds, because I'm a nerd. Look at me. And some people are like, you got this? You know, so, one or two people... Some numbnuts like, you got this. Can't believe it. Yeah, this was a gift from a fan. And I keep it because a gift a fan gave me. I'm happy about it. Yeah, it's a fan. Which you don't have. Unless it's the fan on your room. Shut up. People bitching about that. You got one of these on. Anyway, that's a whole random thing. It has nothing to do with the review. People are like, what the hell are you talking about? It was like one or two people, I can't believe you got one of those. Yeah, it was a gift from a fan. Sorry you don't have those kind of things. Shut up. And I get, I'm sitting there going like, who the hell is anybody? There's a guy eating out a woman. The good way of eating out. But I guess, you know, they're having an affair because she's with the other teen, Adon, whose brother Amond is the one-eyed Willie. And she getting eaten out. So I guess this guy's a simp because he gets nothing out of the deal. He eats her out and then puts back his armor. I'm like, you didn't get a blowjob? You didn't even get a handy? A Remy? Or a Litty, Sati, 1050 or 540. You didn't get nothing, man. You're a simp. So this guy's a simp. He may have armor, but it just hides his simpness. Still a simp under the armor. So yeah, it's like all these characters. I don't know who the hell anybody's at. Matt Smith goes to hire this guy to go kill One-Eyed Willie. And the guy goes, yeah, I know these tunnels better than the shape of my own cock. That's why I kept looking down, because I wrote that line, because I'm like, I know I'm bad at remembering lines and names, less cocaine lines. I'll remember those. And I'm like, what the hell did he just say? I know these better than the shape of my own. I don't know. I mean, good for you. I don't need to hear about your teens and your details, okay? I don't need to hear about your penthouse letters, all right? You go play with your own shape of your own dick. As long as it's away from me and I don't have to see it. And he finds his rat catcher guy. They go with like the worst security ever, which I guess that'll be a thing later on because, well, actually, there's no security because the one guy is sleeping with the teen's wife, and they're having their horizontal fandango. Then the woman there is supposed to take care of the two kids. She doesn't make too much of a fight on it. She has a knife to her neck. I did look up a little bit of info to know a little bit of this. Apparently, I guess these are based on books. In the novel or in the book, they made her choose which of the two kids. Because they're like, well, we can't find this Amon guy with the one eye. They said a son for a son. We'll get the teen son. Who is it? Now, granted, even the guy goes, we'll just find his cock. Why not? You says you want to talk about the shape of your dick. Why not? But they threaten her. She points to the person, and then they kill the kid. Now, granted, from what I understand in the book, they say you choose. And so she has to make a choice. We'll kill both of them. But you make your choice. Because I think it was like two boys, I guess, in the book. But in here, it's a boy and a girl. So he's like, you choose. And then that would be more for her character. She had to make a choice. So someone died because of her. Granted, someone lived because of her too. But, you know, that seems like that would mess more with your mind. Here she just gave the kid up. And while they cut the kid's head off, which you don't see but you hear it, which that's the biggest note I would give is the sound effects. Because they did sound grisly. Because you hear the now, he's like, okay. That showed that less is more. It was more effective. Now, granted, it was pretty easy for her to get the other kid out. And you would think she'd be screaming bloody murder. And some guards would hear it and come in and kill those two motherfuckers. But no. Instead, she gets out. The door, I think, is unlocked. She goes in. Which, that's another funny thing. You think, oh, the queen or whoever the hell, and the guy, the simp, they're screwing each other's brains out. You think you will lock the door so you don't get found out. You know. If you don't cheat, you gotta do it right. Lock the door. They don't lock the door. They put a sock on the doorknob or something. Or occupied. No, she goes in, sees what's happening. Granted, she should immediately spill the beans and then the guy should go out and... Anyway, no. Instead... that's how the episode ends. The girl gets away with the little girl into seeing that the teen is sleeping with someone else. The little boy's head been cut off. Which I know sounds nasty. The sound effect was a good job by whoever did that. Right, I mean, I've seen Pet Sematary. I've seen a Serbian film. which is I hate that movie, a Serbian film, and is way worse than anything. So I'm just kind of, my mind's been a bit dull. I'm more ways than one, but especially I'm being like shot by something. Desensitized is the word I'm thinking of. And I didn't know that Game of Thrones are very known for being violent and anybody can die at any moment type of thing. Although I guess you could say the same for The Walking Dead if you think about it. But yeah, it doesn't help that I didn't watch much of Game of Thrones. Doesn't help that I didn't watch season one. Nah, but would that made it? I mean, would have made it where I could understand it more. Blaze said, I like Breaking Bad. I've seen a few, season one and bit of season two so far. Liked what I saw. Saw a bit of Sopranos. I forget how far I got. Season 3 or 4. I liked what I saw. So it's not that I'm against popular shows. Breaking Bad, Sopranos. Enjoy both of them. And those didn't feel like, I know people say, well, aren't those soap operas? But they didn't feel as much. I don't know, I guess I'm just more into those stories. I'm more into those characters. They feel more easier to follow because there's less characters that we focus on. And for me, the lead characters are just much more intriguing, like Bryan Cranston and James Gandolfini, and those just much more. And you feel like you know who the main character is. I guess the main character is supposed to be Emma Darcy as the queen, which I didn't mind her performance. But in those, I know who the lead is, and those stories are just more interesting to me. What can I say? Different strokes, different folks. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. As you can tell, it just wasn't for me. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.